didn't see it, let me sum it up what happened here as far as Cubs Giants are concerned in the NLDS. First of all, it's a great game. That's the first thing. Let's put that on the board. Viscursion and Smoltz did a tremendous job. Viscursion was sharp as attack. Good calls. You need to make sure he popped that in there as well. That was important. But I'll tell you, to me, as a sports fan, Joe Madden really pushed the panic button in the bottom of the 8th inning. He tried, and a lot of coaches and managers do this, and it's a major issue. They tried to rush to the finish line. Let the finish line come to you. Don't rush to the finish line. And Joe Madden last night, we were waiting for the Cubs to be in a situation where they may make a big mistake. And Joe Madden last night in the bottom of the 8th inning totally blew the inning as far as I'm concerned. As an independent observer who's been watching this stuff for 45, 50 years. First of all, obviously, we start with Bell. He got the base hit off Chapman. I'll recap the inning if you didn't see it. He brought Rendon in, who's been very, very good all year. Good at bat by Posey, tough at bat. Obviously, he walks him on a 3-2. And then he brings in, this is where I had the issue with. Chapman, of course, 2-out, nobody out 8th inning. And then he gives up after striking out Pence the triple here to Gillespie. 2-run score, the Giants take the lead. That just wasn't the end of it, because Crawford later got a base hit, 2 to make it 5-3. He walked the batter, he had to get him the heck out of there, because Chapman had an awful inning. He was terrible on Friday night, he's looking to get out of that. He had a bad inning, and out he went. Now, let's do this properly, and let's analyze this properly. You got a 2-0 lead in this series, okay? You're up 2-0. It's not 1-1, it's not an elimination game. You got a couple of games to work with, that's say number 1. Number 2, Chapman has not closed the ball game out, 6 outs, in this scenario since 2013. So effectively, he has never in his career been put in this situation. If you want to use him for 6 outs, Joe, simple. Start the inning with him. Let him pitch the belt. Lefty-lefty. Start the inning there. If your idea is you want Chapman in this situation, you want to put this series to bed, start the inning with him. He didn't do that. He then would start the inning. Wood had thrown 1 pitch in the 7th. He starts the inning, boom, Bell. And Wood's not, he's pretty good. He's not unhittable. Boom, base hit for Bell. And then he brings Rendon in to place 1 batter. Rendon was the Cubs' close to the season when they were 50 games over 500. He did a very nice job for him. Tough at bat, he walks him. He's got another righty up next, of course, in Pence. He takes Rendon out. He's making move after move after move. And then he puts Chapman in the game where he's in a terrible situation. Think about this for a second if you're a Cub fan, okay? It's 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. You're up by a run. If Pence hits a little dribbler down the first base line, the tying run goes to third base. And if the next batter, in this case Gillespie, hits a little dribbler into the first baseman, the game is tied. So Chapman could do his job in this situation, be almost unhittable, and they basically bunt a couple of balls. You got a tied game at 3-3, and Chapman is effectively eliminated from taking part in a big situation later on in the game where he can close the divisional series. So you put him in a situation, Joe, when if he does his job and pitches great, he could still blow the save because of the baseball guys. Somebody hits the ropes. Maybe Pence bunts. He thought that Pence would bunt in this situation, and I didn't think he was going to bunt. So that's one reason why I put him in the strikeout. It was just a poor job in that spot. Start him in the inning if you want to use him. Give him a clean frame. Let him do his job. And if you don't want to start him in the inning, you got to give Rendon at least Pence to see what he can do with Pence. If Pence is not going to bunt Chapman, maybe he bunts, obviously, Rendon, and then you can bring Chapman in for the strikeout. If there's a man on third, less than 2 outs, Chapman come in, get a strikeout, I'll live with it. 5 outs. I'll live with it. But the way it was handled, it was terrible. That's not the way I managed it. You never saw Mariano in this spot. Time went a second. Oh, you did a case. It was just a bad. I can give you a game where he did put him in that spot, Joe. But it's just it's a terrible job by Madden in that spot. Plus, you're telling your team, hold on now. What are you telling your ball club? Oh, what is Joe doing? You bringing Chapman in? We got 6 outs away. I've done this all year. 2-1, nobody out. Now Chapman comes in. Why are you doing that? It makes the ball club a little nervous. I thought it was a terrible job. And listen, as it turns out, he hits the homer in the 9th to tie it. They had a chance at the top of the 13th loss. I get all that. But to me, that was a mismanaged scenario in the bottom of the 8th. Was it written bad with the Orioles? Absolutely not. But it was a bad scenario for Chapman. And now Chapman's got 2 games in this series. He was not good in game 1. He's lucky he got out of that. Posey hit a bomb out the left field. Now, having said all this, there are They're 9-0 in postseason games, in elimination spots. They've won 3 championships. It's the top of the second inning. Arrieta hits the home run, and look at this Cub dugout. This is not Game 7 of the World Series. You're not clinching anything for crying out loud. Who cares? They hit a home run. So did Kerry Wood against the Marlins in Game 7 before that game unraveled on Chicago. How'd that work out? So did Sutcliffe against the Padres, and how'd that series work out? My gosh, he hit a home run, big deal. I mean, no Giant cared about that. Nobody in San Francisco said, oh my gosh, this is not our night. The Giants are going to put a stake through their heart to knock them out. The Giants got hit by a right hand twice in this game yesterday. Second inning, ninth inning. They still won the ball game because the Giants got some guts. And if the Giants react this way, when the left be into triple, they were excited. They had 4 outs to go in their season, 5 outs to go in their season. Different situation. Top of the second inning, and the Cubs are acting like they won a World Championship. Oh, calm down, please. And now the Cubs have a little bit of ice on. I'll tell you something right now. And don't tell me you're not a baseball opinion. I'm rooting for this. Who doesn't want to see the Cubs on Thursday in Game 5 in that ballpark? Let me see how many songs they sing that night. When it's 2 games apiece, and it's Cueto against Lester, and the Cubs' legacy is on the line. Let me see the Cubs win that game. That's pressure baseball. Arrieta hit a home run against Bumgarner. Big deal. Let's go. Game's not over yet. And then Arrieta didn't do his job. Because if you're Jake Arrieta, and you want to be labeled, and he said, no hometown discount, I want to win multiple Cy Young awards, all the things that Arrieta said. Let me ask you something, Jake. You happy with your performance last night? They hit rockets all over the ballpark. Heads out to deep right center. Belcher hit a ball, destroyed a ball out to right field. You were not that great in the game. You only went 6 innings, you gave up 2 of the 3 runs back. If you're Jake Arrieta, and you think you're some big-time ungodly pitcher who last year did not pitch well after that wild card start, bad against the Cardinals, awful against the Mets. If you're Jake Arrieta, you know what you do in that game? You give Chapman a ball in the bottom of the 9th with a lead. That's what you do in that game. 3-0. Take it away. Finish up. That's what you do in that game. 3-1. Take it away. Finish up. That's what you do if you're Arrieta. Cubs now in a squeeze box. I didn't like the celebration. I didn't like Arrieta's performance, and I hated the bottom of the 8th inning. And I'll tell you something right now. Give the Giants an incredible amount of credit. Give the Giants credit. They got knocked down in the 2nd. They got knocked down in the 9th. And they won it scale. You see the match. And by the way, can we not have a playoff game in the 3 o'clock in the morning local time? Can we start a little earlier, maybe? You had only 3 games, Justin. You had an easier window. Can we maybe not start this game at 9:38? 8:38 in Chicago. Is that asking too much as a baseball fan? Mr. Shaw.